In K-dramas, Korean male actors often look like perfect lovers, and many seem like nice guys in real life too, but reality can be much different, and several actors turned out to actually be very toxic. One of the most notable examples of this is Lee Byung-hun, who, despite being among the most popular Korean celebrities, has been at the center of numerous scandalous relationships. Born in 1970, he became a major name in Korean entertainment between the late 90s and early 2000s, and during this time, he was known for his long series of girlfriends and rumored relationships. The list of celebrities linked with Byung-hun during this period includes some of the major names in Korean entertainment at the time, such as Kim Tae-hee, Choi Ji-woo, Yoo Eun-ye, Han Hyo-joo, and Kim Min-hee. However, in the early days of Byung-hun's career, his most famous relationship was with Song Ye-kyo. They met in 2003 on the set of the drama All In, and they started dating soon afterwards. Ye-kyo admitted that Byung-hun was her first lover, but instead of a cute romance, their relationship was filled with heartbreak and scandals. In fact, this relationship was pretty controversial from the start, as Ye-kyo is 11 years younger than Byung-hun, but despite this, she was madly in love with him. They immediately became a power couple in the Korean entertainment world, and they often appeared together in public, sparking rumors of an impending marriage. The couple seemed happy and healthy, so everyone was shocked when, after just 1 year of dating, they announced their breakup. They didn't provide any explanation, but it seems like their split was quite messy, as they started accusing each other of causing the breakup. Byung-hun argued that he wanted to marry Ye-kyo as soon as possible, but she refused in order to focus on her career. Instead, Ye-kyo said that she was hurt when she saw Byung-hun with another woman, implying that he had been unfaithful. Knowing Byung-hun's habits as a womanizer in his youth, many think that he might have cheated on Ye-kyo, and this caused their breakup. Back in 2004, this became a huge scandal with a lot of different unproved rumors about both of them, but what is sure is that Ye-kyo struggled for a long time after breaking up with Byung-hun. She explained that she was so heartbroken that she stopped eating, and she became extremely thin to the point of being basically just bones and skin. Ye-kyo also lost her lively and happy personality, and for a long time she became completely directionless. Only with the help of her friends and family was she able to recover. However, the pain was still there, and even many years later, Ye-kyo struggled to talk about her relationship with Byung-hun. In fact, she recalled her time with him as the most memorable but also painful of her life. Instead, Byung-hun moved on very quickly, and in 2009, he was once again at the center of a scandalous relationship. This new controversy exploded when a non-celebrity named Kwon Mi-yeon claimed to be Byung-hun's ex-girlfriend and accused him of cheating on her. Mi-yeon, who lived in Canada, claimed that she met Byung-hun through a mutual friend, and they soon started dating. According to her, Byung-hun promised to marry her, and she was ready to give up on her career and return to Korea to stay with him. However, Mi-yeon claimed that Byung-hun quickly turned cold and acted like he didn't know her, and then also cheated on her. For this reason, she sued Byung-hun, seeking 100 million won in compensation for the mental damage she suffered. Byung-hun's lawyer instead argued that the two indeed had a relationship, but they just broke up after a few months. He later sued Mi-yeon for defamation and extortion. This became another huge talking point in the Korean entertainment world at the time, and was made worse by the fact that Byung-hun was 39 while Mi-yeon was 22. A few months later, the lawsuit was closed after Mi-yeon didn't show up at the proceedings, and this sparked rumors that Byung-hun just paid her out of court to cover up the incident. After all these scandals, it finally seemed like Byung-hun was ready to settle down once and for all, as he married Lee Min-jung in 2013. However, his troubles didn't end here, and less than a year after his marriage, he was already being accused of cheating on his wife, who was pregnant at the time. The scandal exploded in 2014 when Byung-hun suddenly filed a lawsuit against model Lee Ji-yeon and a member of the K-pop group Glam, Kim Da-hee. According to Byung-hun, the two women were demanding large sums of money in exchange for not releasing a compromising video of him apparently cheating on his wife with them. This sparked a huge scandal that almost destroyed Byung-hun's career, and it took a long time before the series of events that led to the blackmail lawsuit were reconstructed. Apparently, Byung-hun, then 44 years old, met 25-year-old Ji-yeon and 20-year-old Da-hee on July 1st, 2014 through a mutual friend. According to the statements released during the trial, Da-hee was initially seated between Byunghun and Ji-yeon, but then Byunghun asked to change seats to stay closer to Ji-yeon. Byunghun then apparently started to express his interest in Ji-yeon by asking for her number, but she refused and only gave him her social media contacts. During their meeting, Ji-yeon also mentioned that she had unpaid bills, and Byunghun apparently told her that he would give her financial assistance, which she rejected. 2 days later, Ji-yeon, Da-hee, and Byunghun met again at Ji-yeon's apartment. They apparently started playing a card game, which sparked some questionable interactions. Allegedly, when Ji-yeon lost the game, Byunghun asked her to kiss her multiple times, but she refused. Byunghun then reportedly asked Ji-yeon various provocative questions, which Da-hee was able to record on her phone. A few weeks later, Byunghun attended Ji-yeon's birthday party and allegedly kept making physical advances on her, which she rejected. During the trial, Ji-yeon provided as evidence various suggestive text messages sent to her by Byunghun, which show that he had a romantic interest in her. By mid-August, the relationship between Byunghun and Ji-yeon had suddenly become contentious. According to Ji-yeon, this happened because she kept refusing to be romantic with Byunghun, while he argued that the cause was a financial issue. The text messages between the two seemed to suggest that Byunghun was trying to cut contact with Ji-yeon. But before this happened, things took an unexpected turn. Ji-yeon was apparently unhappy that Byunghun didn't want to see her anymore, and together with Da-hee, they allegedly plotted to blackmail him for 5 billion won by threatening to release evidence of their scandalous interactions. They planned to escape to Europe as soon as they got the money, but when Byunghun reported them to the police, their plan was quickly exposed, and they were both arrested on September 1st. As details of the scandal started to become public, the public's outrage towards Byunghun grew more and more. While his legal team firmly claimed that his relationship with Ji-yeon was purely platonic, leaked footage of the recordings made by the two women revealed that Byunghun was often flirtatious and inappropriate with them. Byunghun's image suffered a massive blow, with several brands starting to cut ties with him and countless fans leaving him. He tried to save face by releasing a public apology to his wife, arguing that he was irresponsible and careless and that he regretted his actions. However, this didn't do much to calm down netizens, and his advertisements kept being canceled, while various petitions asked for his removal from acting projects and brand deals. Nevertheless, the blackmail case continued, and in January 2015, Da-hee and Ji-yeon were sentenced to 1 year and 1 year and 2 months in prison, respectively. Both admitted their faults, but cited different reasons. Ji-yeon claimed that she blackmailed Byunghun after being emotionally hurt by him, while Da-hee argued that she needed money to pay her debt towards her agency and acted in desperation. Following the scandal, Da-hee's group Glam was disbanded. Byunghun later expressed regret for his own conduct and submitted a request for leniency for both Ji-yeon and Da-hee. Both women were released on bail and received suspended sentences. Even though he was blackmailed, Byunghun's behavior was still inexcusable, and the scandal created a wave of indignation, with netizens calling him disgusting. During the height of the controversy, Min-jung reportedly left Byunghun and returned to her mother's home. However, she was able to forgive him and continued her marriage with him. The couple welcomed their first son in March 2015, and they had a baby girl in December 2023. Since then, Byunghun has apparently become a family man, but many still can't forgive him, and his scandals emerge again from time to time. Just recently, Min-jung appeared on a TV show and talked about how Byunghun would drive for 3 hours just to see her briefly in the early days of their relationship. However, many netizens pointed out Byunghun's many cheating scandals, arguing that he shouldn't be celebrated as a romantic person. Despite his popularity and undeniable success, it seems like many netizens still don't trust Byunghun, and his controversial relationships will always be a dark stain on his reputation. What do you think about all these scandals? Share your thoughts in the comment section down below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to find out more about controversies surrounding K-drama actors. Lee Byung-hun's cheating rocked the industry, but Jung Woo-sung's affair brought its own share of shock and scandal. Actor Jung Woo-sung becoming a father turned out to be the biggest scandal in the K-drama industry this year. It's not just about him being accused of being an absent parent, but also rumors of cheating, a secret marriage, and a custody battle, making this one of the messiest situations that the public has ever seen. To start from the beginning, model and variety star Moon Gabby suddenly broke her social media hiatus, which had been going on since June 2022, to announce that she had given birth to her son back in March of this year. In a lengthy caption, she explained that she kept her child secret since she wanted to protect him. She also said that she needed some time to prepare herself for motherhood since she was inexperienced and unprepared. She also acknowledged she wasn't the perfect mother, but emphasized her focus on being loving and joyful instead of chasing perfection. Her goal is to give her child a life filled with happiness, unconditional love, and the beauty she once experienced, which required her to summon her own courage. Understandably, there were no specific details about the child's birthday or the identity of the father, so people didn't think much of it, as Gabby's reappearance on social media was surprising enough. So how did this turn into the scandal of the year? Well, Dispatch reported soon after that the father of the child was none other than esteemed actor Jung Woo-sung. According to the media outlet, the two met back in 2022 and formed a close bond with each other, which only grew over the years. There were no reports of the two dating, but Gabby found out that she was pregnant with Woosung's child in June 2023, which is news that she shared with him. Happy with what he heard, Woosung allegedly promised to help with parenting and also offered financial support. Dispatch made it very clear that Woosung was very involved, as they reported that he gave the baby his nickname and had worked with Gabby on preparations, including choosing hospitals and planning postpartum care. Turns out that neither of them had any plans to marry, but were still committed to doing their best as parents. Then, 10 Asia also released a report related to the matter, which made everything even messier. The report revealed that the two had met recently to talk about their future, focusing on the topics on childcare and marriage. While Gabby hoped they could marry and build a family, Woosung preferred to remain single and support the child from afar. Insiders suggest that tensions may have arisen after Gabby shared news of the child on Instagram. Although Woosung and Moon Gabby met multiple times in the past, 10 Asia reported that they were never in an official relationship. The exact details of how they met remain unclear, with 10 Asia debunking a rumor that another actor had introduced them. It's speculated that much of their communication happened through Instagram DMs. Following one of their meetings, Moon Gabby informed Woosung about her pregnancy, and a paternity test later confirmed he was the father. While he acknowledged the results, he chose not to take on an active parenting role, instead only focusing on supporting the child financially. That day, artist company Woosung's agency confirmed the news and stated that he's focused on finding the best way to support and care for his child as a devoted father. They refused to say anything else about the relationship since it was related to Woosung's private life. To say that the news shocked the public would be an understatement. Not only did Woosung have a decent image with netizens, especially since he was known as a humanitarian, but he was also very private about his love life. So finding out that he had a secret love child was baffling. What was even more scandalous for netizens was to find out that the two were not married and weren't planning to do so, despite the fact that they had a child together. Comments from online forum users read things like, "If you didn't want to marry her at all, you should have wrapped it up," and "He didn't even think of marriage, why not use protection?" Many also assumed that the baby might have been a result of a one-night stand, saying that since Woosung insisted on a paternity test, he probably didn't want Gabby to keep it in the first place, or that he at least didn't trust her. Some even called him gross for being so dismissive of his own child and then going on the media and claiming that he was happy about the pregnancy and was willing to be very involved in his child's life. However, a few put the blame on Gabby instead, assuming that she might have wanted to have the baby despite Woosung's wishes. Some even went as far as to say that she baby trapped him. She was accused of not caring about how the child might feel in the future, or how he might be perceived in the future. As for why she revealed the existence of their son after all these months, netizens theorized that it was because she had seen the rumors that Woosung was dating actress Shin Hyun-bin. With a secret love child born out of wedlock, tensions between the parents, and relentless media scrutiny, Woosung's reputation was already in shambles. Just when it seemed things couldn't get worse for him, they did. 10 Asia dropped another bombshell, revealing that Woosung isn't actually single and has been in a long-term relationship with a non-celebrity. According to the media outlet, the two were very serious about each other and would even go on double dates with actor Lee Jung-jae and his girlfriend Im Se-ryung. It's not known how long they have been dating, but it's just that it has been over a year since they started their relationship. If this is true, then it would mean that he had the child with Gabby while he was committed to someone else. According to 10 Asia, the girlfriend wasn't aware that her partner was involved with someone else, let alone that he had gotten someone else pregnant, so she allegedly was in complete shock. Unsurprisingly so, his agency declined to comment on the matter, saying that it was related to Woosung's private life. Netizens, both Korean and international ones, were furious though, flaming Woosung for what he did. As one commenter put it, he didn't want to marry Gabby because he was two-timing and dating a girl he could use as a trophy with his celebrity friends, not because he was concerned about the future of his kid. For another netizen, the worst thing is that he brought the baby into the situation and left him to be raised by a single mother while he maintained relationships with other women. Then, other things started coming out. Shortly after the media reported on his girlfriend, pictures and videos of him hugging and kissing a woman on the cheek were posted on an online forum. It was claimed that she was actually the longtime girlfriend in question, so netizens dug around a bit to find some information about her. Reports say she was born in 1998, making her 25 years younger than Woosung, which led many to find the situation uncomfortable and even creepy. Then came a rumor that not only did Woosung leave Gabby pregnant while he was in a relationship with the younger woman, but he also had been cheating on both of them with an accountant he'd been seeing for 10 years. The rumors allege that the accountant is very similar to Woosung's ex-girlfriend, actress Lee Ji-ah, which is apparently the reason why he's in a relationship with her in the first place. If that isn't messy enough, it's being said that the accountant had apparently been married once, but had cheated on her husband with Woosung. She supposedly fell in love with him, divorced her husband, and entered a common law marriage with Woosung, which had lasted 10 years. Despite Woosung's alleged frequent cheating, the accountant tolerated it. However, the final straw came when she found out about Gabby's pregnancy, so she made the decision to break up with him. To allegedly coax the girlfriend into staying with him, Woosung then proposed that they raise the child together, offering to take custody, to which she agreed. According to a netizen, the accountant began visiting law firms to explore the pair's chances of gaining custody. In addition to that, it's being said that she initially approached major law firms for help, but they turned her down, saying the case wasn't viable since there was no valid reason to take the child away from the biological mother. Allegedly, she and Woosung went as far as registering their marriage in secret to improve their chances. These rumors haven't been confirmed or even addressed by Woosung or his agency, but the public has already decided to believe it and are furious. Theories are also starting to pop up that the reason that Gabby publicly revealed the child is because Woosung and his girlfriend are trying to take him away. Others pointed out how bizarre the entire situation was, with one user writing, taking the child he once doubted was his, only to raise them with someone else instead of their biological mother, is absolutely insane. The pair are being called evil, with some netizens even comparing the situation to a K-drama due to all the twists and turns. Despite none of this being confirmed, Woosung's reputation is pretty much in the gutter, at least for now. His once wholesome image of a guy who drew boundaries because of age gaps, who supported single mothers and respected his female fans, has completely been shattered. As for the consequences he will face in the industry, it seems like Woosung may have anticipated the scandal to break out, as he allegedly turned down deals throughout the past year. Industry sources say he was considered for several contracts in 2023, but none were finalized. His team reportedly rejected these offers, raising questions about whether this was by chance or on purpose. As one insider said, it's true that he hasn't been actively engaging in advertisements recently. While it was a missed opportunity to leverage his rising popularity, in hindsight, his cautious approach might have been a wise move. Artists' Company came out to say that these claims are unfounded, but there are still doubts flying around. And Jung Woo-sung isn't alone. Many actors have warning signs fans wish they'd seen earlier. While many Korean actors seem like good guys, others have been revealed to be huge red flags because of their controversial and insulting remarks about women. One of these is surely Park Seo-joon, who came under fire because of his views on the role of women. Despite being one of the most popular and beloved actors in Korea, known for his roles in famous dramas such as Fight for My Way and What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, many changed their opinion on him in 2021, when one of his old interviews from 2014 resurfaced online. In this interview, he spoke about his ideal type, and revealed that his future wife should leave her job to focus entirely on raising their kids and taking care of the family, adding that he would never change his mind about this. He continued with his controversial remarks by saying that kids should be raised by their mother, and if they're not, they end up becoming problematic or even delinquents. He added even more controversial remarks when he was asked about what features attract him, and he stated his belief that tall and skinny women tend to be better at living alone. All these statements raised a lot of red flags, and Soohyun received a ton of backlash online. Many netizens called his beliefs old and patriarchal, pointing out that countless children grow up just fine with working mothers. Others even said that, knowing that he holds these beliefs, it would be impossible to look at him the same way again. Soohyun lost many fans because of his remarks on women, but what Kim Young-kwang has said was even worse, and his statements almost ruined his entire career. The controversy exploded in 2013 when Young-kwang's popularity was on the rise, and he had an interview with Vogue. He was asked what kind of physical appearance he doesn't like, and he stated, "I hate anyone that looks pathetic, anyone that looks like Song Joong." He then added that he disliked some people's appearance so much that he couldn't even look at them. These statements were already quite awful, but he made everything much worse when he started to talk about women and revealed, "I hate thick calves." Netizens were understandably furious about this interview, and Young-kwang was accused of body shaming. One comment pointed out that there's a clear difference between saying, "I like people that are pretty and handsome, and I don't like people that are ugly." Others instead commented that it seemed like Young-kwang was judging people just based on their appearance, and many stated that they completely lost interest in him after his controversial remarks. Young-kwang then tried to clarify his statements, saying that it was just a huge misunderstanding and argued that he was just joking and didn't mean to disrespect anyone. Netizens immediately pointed out that he didn't even apologize, and many began to believe that his career was basically over at this point. Young-kwang later apologized, while the editor of the interview defended him, saying that some of his explanations were cut to fit everything into a limited number of pages. However, this didn't end the controversy, and in fact, things got even worse for Young-kwang when another interview from 2008 resurfaced online. Back then, he was in the early days of his acting career and had just broken up with his girlfriend. He didn't reveal the reason behind the split, but he still started to talk about women, saying that he was looking for someone who's smart and cute and dresses well. He could have stopped here without causing any controversy, but then he added, "What I think is ugly is when women with thick thighs and short legs wear skinny jeans, or those that wear leggings and a mini skirt and sit with their legs spread open on the subway. I sincerely ask those people to stop." This time there was no excuse, as no one had asked him about this, and these statements were just a clear example of body shaming. Young-kwang once again apologized, but at this point it was obvious that all his remarks about women weren't misunderstandings, but his actual thoughts. Many netizens were done with him, and Young-kwang's career struggled for years after this controversy. Park Hae-jin also made quite a lot of controversial statements about women and was accused of body shaming. These remarks go back to the early days of his career when he appeared on a TV show and randomly told MC Kang Soo-jung that she should lose some weight. He also gave various controversial suggestions to other female celebrities, arguing that Shin Bong-sun needed to diet, that Park Mi-son should use Botox, and that Jo Yoon-hee instead needed whitening products. And this isn't all, as Hae-jin made several other controversial remarks, including calling So-in-young a gold digger and criticizing the appearance of transgender women. When all these statements resurfaced, some commented that he seems obsessed with the appearance of women and that his remarks are disrespectful and rude. Another actor that faced backlash for his comments about women is Yoo Yeon-seok. The controversy originates from an interview that he held alongside Moon Chae-won while promoting the movie Mood of the Day, in which they were starring together. They were asked what kind of outfit a woman should wear on a date, and Yeon-seok stated that a woman should wear see-through clothes if she's interested in dating a man. Otherwise, according to him, wearing a turtleneck would send the message that she isn't interested. Chae-won then said that she often wears turtlenecks and long pants, and Yeon-seok immediately told her, "That's the reason you don't have a boyfriend." Chae-won looked very uncomfortable, and Yeon-seok's words caused an uproar online. Netizens called him impolite and criticized criticized him for judging women based on their outfit, with many fans disappointed by his misogynistic statements. Another case of misogyny by a Korean actor revolves around Yoo In. While he's been at the center of an illegal substances scandal since last year, this wasn't his first controversy, and in the past, he was accused of being anti-feminist. This issue exploded in 2017 when he commented on an innocent tweet by one of his fans by saying, "Ever been beaten up by a zucchini?" In Korea, the word zucchini is used as a metaphor for a man's private parts, so netizens immediately criticized him, calling his reply misogynistic. In responded angrily to the criticism, saying that he just made a joke and shouldn't be attacked for this. He then played the victim and insulted feminists, making the debate more heated. He even told people to stop following him and ridiculed the netizens who were criticizing him by mockingly praying for them, saying, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. Please save them." This surely didn't calm down the controversy, and in fact, it only made things worse. In the midst of the scandal, a controversial K-pop trainee, Han So-hee, intervened and said that In is just a misogynist who's cosplaying as a feminist in public. He responded by referring to the accusations that So-hee was using illegal substances, and the online quarrel between the two went on for a while. At the same time, the debate on feminism, which is already quite heated in South Korea, became a hot topic among netizens. In then posted a long letter on his Instagram page denying the accusations of misogyny and claiming that he's really a feminist, but his attempt at ending the controversy wasn't really a genuine apology. He later went on to comment again on gender issues, arguing that women are discriminated against, but many still remember his misogynistic comments, which made him a huge red flag. Byunghun was also accused of being anti-feminist, and many now regard him as a red flag. In 2021, he came under fire when the list of YouTube channels he was subscribed to was revealed. Among various celebrities and famous YouTubers, there were quite a few controversial names too, including a channel that was known for spreading fake rumors about celebrities in the Korean entertainment industry. One of the channels that Byunghun was following was even more controversial, as it belonged to a YouTuber who had criticized a feminist professor and even argued that all feminists are delusional. The channel is infamous for targeting women and ridiculing them. When Byunghun's subscription list was revealed, netizens were very disappointed, with many arguing that he had just ruined his good guy image and others stating that they don't like him anymore, since following that YouTuber suggests what his beliefs are. This controversy resurfaced in 2023 after it was confirmed that Byunghun was in a relationship with Jisoo of Blackpink. And this isn't all, as other issues about his problematic behavior toward women were revealed. The new scandal exploded when netizens found a behind-the-scenes clip from the 2021 drama Yumi's Cells, in which Byunghun had a leading role. In the clip, the actor can be seen looking at a script in the background, while a female staff member holds the script for him. Netizens were surprised to see Byunghun's attitude on the set and criticized his behavior, with some saying that he was mistreating the staff member. The woman was later revealed to be Byunghun's stylist, and she defended him by saying that he's a good person and shouldn't be condemned just for a short clip. Nevertheless, some netizens still saw this as a confirmation of his misogynistic behavior. Just a couple of months after their relationship was confirmed, Byunghun and Jisoo broke up, citing their busy schedules as the reason. However, the real reason might have been revealed sometime later when Byunghun talked about his future. He was asked if he wanted to get married and start a family at some point, and revealed that family is his priority, and it's even more important than acting for him. However, he also stated that he doesn't want to get married at all. This issue, along with the accusations of misogyny, might have very well contributed to his sudden split with Jisoo. Among those red flags, Kim Soo-hyun has been at the center of countless rumors and warnings. The scandal surrounding Kim Soo-hyun and his controversial relationship with Kim Se-ran has surprised the world of Korean entertainment, but some people have actually tried to warn that he was a huge red flag for a very long time. While Soo-hyun's success over the years has overshadowed any criticism directed at him for a long time, warning signs about his behavior can be traced back to the early days of his career between 2011 and 2012, when he was a rising star in the entertainment world. There were a lot of rumors about a potential relationship between Soo-hyun Soohyun and Yoona of Girls' Generation. However, their romance was apparently very short-lived. According to numerous sources, reporters caught the two dating and then breaking up, and when they asked Yoona to explain what happened between them, she said that Soohyun was a total psycho and overall a bad person. Apparently, Yoona quickly turned to dislike Soohyun after they started dating and broke up with him after growing tired of his behavior. At the time, several netizens posted testimonies of Soohyun's awful behavior, and no one had anything good to say about him. One comment stated that he was an attention seeker, while according to another netizen, the teachers and colleagues of Soohyun from his acting academy said that he was hardworking, but his personality was a total turnoff. This was confirmed by other netizens who stated that entertainment industry insiders knew of his awful personality and understood why Yoona quickly broke up with him. People who knew Soohyun personally from his school years also warned that he had awful behavior, especially in his relationships with women. According to one netizen, he was dating a girl around the time of his acting debut, and when she tried to break up with him, he threw a tantrum and threatened to take his own life. Soohyun even talked about his past controversial behavior himself when he proudly stated that when he was in school, he set fire to 60 paper planes and launched them across the classroom because he thought they looked cool. This reckless act almost caused a fire at his school, and the teacher had to remove him from the classroom. It's because of statements like these that his manager and everyone at his agency got stressed every time he had an interview, as he tended to be very reckless with his words. All these comments and warnings about his past behavior were quickly forgotten as Soohyun became more and more popular. But now netizens have unearthed other controversial issues. Some comments and posts from his old Psyworld accounts suggest that Soohyun liked to drink and smoke when he was still a minor, and he also allegedly visited adult establishments while underage. In another, even more disturbing Psyworld comment apparently directed at a girl, Soohyun stated things like, "I want you to be sad no matter who you look at, you should only think of me, and you need to always be there for me because I crave attention," while also threatening to hurt this person. While netizens have discovered and discussed these controversial issues about Soohyun only recently, his awful behavior has actually been very well known among his colleagues and entertainment industry insiders. Recently, netizens found a clip of an interview from 2014 in which the MCs asked Choi Woo-shik about his relationship with Soohyun after the two worked together. The MCs reminded Woo-shik that he previously said that he only heard bad rumors about Soohyun, asking him to clarify what he meant. Woo-shik seemed a bit flustered, and then he explained that when he worked with Soohyun in 2013 in the movie Secretly Greatly, he tried to get close to him, but he kept a distance. When the MCs tried to insist that Soohyun was a friendly guy, Woo-shik seemed even more flustered, and while he didn't say anything else, it was clear that he knew something that others didn't know, but he couldn't say it publicly. Some netizens have pointed out that Woo-shik never laughed or said that what he was saying was a joke, and he instead was basically confirming that the bad rumors about Soohyun's personality were real. This should have served as evidence that Soohyun couldn't be trusted, but his rising popularity at the time overshadowed any rumors. Despite the fact that all these controversies should have raised a lot of red flags about Soohyun, they were forgotten for a long time. These issues resurfaced only in 2024 after Sehran posted a photo with Soohyun, sparking rumors of their relationship. One of the most concerning issues about the romance between Soohyun and Sehran is the 12-year age difference between the two, and netizens were worried about this age gap as soon as the first rumors about their relationship began to emerge. However, the first signs that Soohyun had some weird ideas about age gaps and didn't mind having a relationship with someone much younger than him go back several years. Back in 2013, when Soohyun was 25 and was starting to become an established star, he discussed his future marriage plans during an interview. He stated that he had his life plans already decided at 24, explaining, "The master plan at the time was to get married around 37, but now I don't think I can keep that. So I'm postponing it a bit and thinking about getting married at 41 years old with a 21-year-old. The MCs took this statement as a joke, pointing out that what would be his future wife was still a toddler at the time. Back then, Soohyun's idea of getting married to someone 20 years younger than him wasn't taken seriously by most netizens, even though some people already tried to warn that his remarks were quite concerning. However, things get even worse as Soohyun apparently also had no issues dating a minor, as his relationship with Sehran started when she was just 15, according to Sehran's aunt. The signs of Soohyun's weird behavior with minors were also evident, and there were a few instances that should have immediately raised red flags but were ignored. Back in 2010, when Soohyun was 22, some Korean media outlets reported that he had some sort of deep deep relationship with child actress Nam Ji-hyun, who was only 15 at the time. They worked together on the drama Giant, but they didn't form an on-screen couple, as Ji-hyun was paired up with Yo-jin-gu, who played the younger brother of Soo-hyun's character. He was apparently displeased with this, and during an interview to promote the drama, he stated, "It felt strange as if my girl had been stolen away by my younger brother." He then went on to praise Ji-hyun's acting abilities, describing her as a fox, and adding that he was jealous that she was being viewed prettily by the director and the other cast members. Already back then, these comments felt very inappropriate, but now they take an even more disturbing twist. Not long afterward, in 2011, Soohyun made another strange remark when talking about athlete Sun Yeon-jae, who was 16 at the time. Back then, Yeon-jae became very popular as a star in rhythmic gymnastics and was dubbed by the media as the nation's fairy due to her success. Many people in Korea loved her, and Soohyun was one of them, but when admitting that he was a fan of Yeon-jae, he went a bit too far and invited her to have a meal with him. This is another statement that went basically unnoticed back then, but now it takes a much more disturbing twist. In one case, Soohyun also made a younger male idol uncomfortable when he appeared on a TV show alongside Kevin Woo of U-Kiss, who was 17 at the time. At one point, Soohyun stated that the way Kevin talked was cute, and a few minutes later he started touching him awkwardly, adding that touching him felt good. Everyone was weirded out, with even the subtitles stating that something was wrong with Soohyun, and Kevin was still too young. After this clip resurfaced, many called this moment disgusting, with some arguing that his behavior could be classified as harassment. However, arguably the most disturbing instance of Soohyun's awful behavior toward minors came in 2012 when he talked about Kim Yoo-jung, who was 13 years old at the time. The two worked together on the drama Moon Embracing the Sun, and when reporters asked Soohyun about Yoo-jung's performance, he said, "I guess I previously thought of her as too much of a baby. After seeing her in real life, I thought she was really confident and smart, and I didn't feel like she was young. I can't wait to see her mature, and I think I'll be able to soon meet her as partners in a drama." This statement somehow went completely unnoticed back then, but now that it has resurfaced, many find it unsettling and creepy, wondering how an adult could be looking forward to a future on-screen relationship with an actress who was still a child. Now, more signs of Soohyun's disturbing behavior towards Yoo-jung when she was a minor have been found, including clips of him hugging her and putting his finger on her lips. Netizens have also found an old interview of Yoo-jung in which she states that she was in contact with Soohyun before, but she stopped contacting him. It's easy to think that Yoo-jung was weirded out by Soohyun's behavior and decided to avoid any contact with him. All these signs were out there for everyone to see, but they were ignored for a long time until the scandalous relationship between Soohyun and Se-ron was discovered in 2024. Even then, many didn't believe that Soohyun could be such a bad person, and only now, after Se-ron's unfortunate passing, netizens are seriously discussing all the warning signs about Soohyun's behavior over the years. Now, more and more controversial issues about Soohyun's past are being uncovered, and as his reputation is quickly being destroyed, it remains to be seen how much all the scandals will affect his career going forward. But Kim Soo-hyun isn't the only one facing backlash, as Song Joong-ki's image also took a major hit.
Song Joong-ki may have stolen everyone's hearts in Vincenzo, but it's looking like the public is slowly turning its back on him. Now, of course, you may be wondering what he's done to deserve that, and well, there seems to be quite some reasons. With the most obvious one being his incredibly messy divorce to Song Hye-kyo and how the public changed their opinion after Hye-kyo's recent success with The Glory. Nobody has ever been cancelled for getting a divorce, but the way Joongki's team handled the whole situation definitely lost him a few fans. As many people already know, Hye-kyo and Joongki were the it couple in Descendants of the Sun. Everyone was so astounded by their incredible chemistry on screen that it was just very hard to believe that they weren't dating in real life. Naturally, one thing led to another, and numerous dating rumors came out. Their agencies were firm in denying all of them until their strategy completely took a turn on July 5th, 2017. To everyone's shock, Joongki and Hye-kyo's agency released a joint statement revealing that the two were getting married. This happened only 2 months after the same agencies denied that the two were seeing each other. They had a stunning wedding filled with celebrities in October of 2017, and it seemed like everything was going great for the newlyweds. Unfortunately, appearances are deceiving because everyone's jaws dropped to the floor when they saw that Joongki had filed for divorce only 20 months after they tied the knot. This announcement was so abrupt that even those who weren't really following the two were confused. At this point in time, people already began to side-eye Joongki for his strange decision since he was seen publicly praising his ex-wife only a month before their divorce. divorce. He went public about their split right after he finished his promotional activities for Arthur Chronicles. During one of these events, Joongki had revealed that Haekyo was very supportive of his work. He called her all kinds of sweet things, even saying that she was his personal cheerleader. After hearing all this, the news of them parting ways hit everyone like a truck. People were very confused and especially curious to know what exactly went down between them. As time progressed, more and more details about their divorce were released to the public. Ironically enough, the day Joongki announced the divorce, he wrote, "I hope that the divorce process can be wrapped up amicably. We hate to burst your bubble, but that definitely didn't happen." It turns out that Joongki actually filed for divorce without even notifying Haekyo in the first place, which is just an incredibly questionable way to go about it. Reportedly, a source close to Joongki told the press that Haekyo found out that he submitted the application for divorce through the media just like everyone else. What really made lots of people lose their faith in Joongki is when they found out that he made the decision in order to pretty much silence Haekyo. According to the source, the intention was to warn her to not spread any lies about their married life. If such a level of distrust was present between them, it's definitely safe to assume that they didn't split on good terms. Fans were still curious to know why the couple decided to call it quits in the first place. In Korea, the person that submits the application for divorce is usually the one that suffered from some sort of bad mistreatment through the marriage. In other words, by going public like this, Joongki put himself forward as the victim of the situation. This is also when the Haekyo hate train started, which looking back on, a lot of people don't agree with. When the news of their divorce was at its peak, Haekyo received tons of backlash. Joongki's team did everything to paint her as the villain, which definitely wasn't appreciated by her fans. After seeing the divorce reports, netizens claimed that Haekyo had done something terrible to upset Joongki. In hindsight, the way that she was treated by the public was absolutely inhumane. It's said that she lost around 5 kilograms from 2019 and onwards due to marital stress, proving that Joongki wasn't the only one going through a rough patch. Lots of people started to seriously dislike Joongki for how he treated her. Many argued that it was extremely inconsiderate of him to announce their divorce the way that he did. There were even suspicions that Joongki was motivated to ruin Haekyo's career and reputation so that he would benefit from it when dividing their assets. At the time, people also accused him of cheating on Haekyo with her makeup artist, only further ruining his image. It's pretty clear that Joongki's way of handling the divorce left a sour taste in the mouths of a lot of people, but the public got even more annoyed with him when he announced his new relationship with foreign actress Katie Louise Saunders back in December of 2022. Only a month later, Joongki turned the internet upside down by sharing that he and his new partner got married. In a personal letter on his fan cafe, he wrote, "I have promised Katie Louise Saunders, who has been supporting me and sharing time together, to spend the rest of my life together." It said that they registered their marriage on the same day their announcement was made. Things got even crazier when he revealed that they were already expecting a child together. The public was at a loss for words because of how fast everything was moving. Netizens couldn't help but bring up the fact that Joongki was showing behavior similar to how he tied the knot to Haekyo. Their relationship also moved incredibly fast, and netizens started to notice a pattern. When Joongki expressed his love for his new wife during an interview, some viewers couldn't help but call him fake. Someone commented, "He said the same words about Song Haekyo, look how they ended up." And another person added, "I don't find Song Joong-ki likable anymore. What he did to Song Haekyo when filing for divorce was unacceptable," proving that their messy divorce is still lingering on everyone's minds. It looks like more and more people started to turn their backs on Joongki after he tied the knot with Katie Louise, but the hate that he received only increased after Haekyo's drama The Glory became a massive hit. Many people were impressed by her acting, so she gained a couple of fans who naturally did a lot of digging into her past and decided that Joongki was the anti-hero to her story. The massive success of her drama proved that she doesn't need a man to stay relevant, making this the ultimate revenge story of her own. It's pretty clear now that Joongki's new relationship made quite a lot of people frown, but the comments he made after becoming a father further shocked the public. For those who don't know, Joongki became a father to a baby boy on June 15th of this year. He announced the birth of his son by posting a picture of his little hand on his fan cafe. In a letter to his fans, he wrote, "I am currently in Italy and I finally met our baby in my wife's hometown of Rome. The boy is healthy and both mother and son are well." While his wife was still pregnant, he held an interview with YouTube channel Alien Mandarin and shared some details on his new life as a married man. At the time, his movie Hopeless had just premiered at the Cannes Film Festival, so it looked like he was having big successes in both his personal and work life. When the interviewer asked Joongki to share his thoughts on this, his response enraged both his international and Korean fans. His exact words were, "Being a father and having a baby and a marriage with a woman, in this business, sometimes it looks like I'm losing my job more and more." This comment went viral for all the wrong reasons. It's safe to say his words didn't sit right with many people, and his way of thinking was massively criticized. criticized. Netizens argued this was an insane comment to make considering how ridiculous the double standards are in the entertainment industry. Female actresses get shunned for the smallest things, meanwhile male actors with literal criminal offenses still get offered jobs. Joongki got called out for being very inconsiderate and ignorant, since it's actually the female actresses who have a difficult time both physically and professionally after childbirth. Many pointed out that most married actors with kids are still doing just fine, while actresses usually have to take a step away from the spotlight in order to focus on being a mother. Even though there are still tons of fans who are extremely happy that Joongki is enjoying his new married life, the majority really can't get past his ignorance on these double standards. This also plays a role when you think about the fact that he got married to a foreigner, which is usually looked down upon by Korean society. But of course, men are let off the hook a lot easier than women this time around as well. When Joongki announced his relationship to Katie Louise, most of the headlines were positive, but if the tables were turned and a female celebrity would make such an announcement, she would get tons of criticism and lots of inappropriate comments thrown at her. The internet couldn't help but bring up Baek-hyo in this situation. Netizens commented that if she were to bring a foreigner into the country, the public would jump at the chance to make nasty remarks about her. Others mentioned that it's unfair that she's the one that's been portrayed as someone who's crazy about men for all these years, while the men that she used to date get praised for any new relationship that they're in. The bottom line is that in Korea, the standards are very different for men and women, and Joongki's situation made everyone see this crystal clear.
And the controversy doesn't stop with him, as the Squid Game 2 cast members have found themselves under intense scrutiny as well. After the immense global success of the first season, the second season of Squid Game has been one of the most anticipated K-dramas of the year. However, there has been some controversy surrounding the casting choices, leading to the drama not achieving the results it was hoping to. Since most of the characters that appeared in the first season couldn't make it through the brutal challenges, the production team had to come up with a cast almost entirely composed of new actors. Among the few returning characters are the protagonist Song Gi-hun, played by Lee Jung-jae, the frontman portrayed by Lee Byung-hun, the police detective Hwang Jun-ho, played by Wi Ha-jun, and the game recruiter, played by Gong-yoo. Except for these and a few others, the cast features a wide range of new faces, including several celebrities who are already quite popular. While many fans of the series have been excited to see the cast of the new season being slowly revealed over time, some of the casting choices have caused a lot of discussion online. Among these is the decision to include Song Young-chang in the role of one of the competitors. He enjoyed a successful career in the 1990s, but in 2000 he was found guilty of a crime involving a 16-year-old girl. According to the police investigation, the actor paid the teenager around $150 on 2 separate occasions. He was sentenced to 10 months of incarceration with 2 years probation, and he served a month in prison before being released to observe his probation period. After his release, he moved to Canada and returned to the Korean entertainment industry only many years later. He has appeared in several dramas since 2017, but due to his criminal past, he's still banned from most Korean TV channels. Another controversial actor cast for Squid Game 2 is Oh Young-soo, who plays the role of the boat captain who is helping Jun-ho find the island. In 2018, he was accused of acting inappropriately towards a woman, and after initially denying the allegations, he eventually issued an apology, taking responsibility for his actions. He then took a lengthy hiatus, and since the statute of limitations on his case expired without a formal investigation, he was deemed not guilty. Young-soo has since returned to acting, but his past behavior has resurfaced after he was included in the cast of Squid Game 2, leaving fans feeling weird for even watching the show in the first place. One of the most controversial actors appearing in the second season of Squid Game is Lee Jin-wook. He plays the part of one of the competitors in the game who joins the competition to pay for the treatment of his daughter, who's terminally ill. While Jin-wook has enjoyed a successful acting career, his reputation has been deeply impacted by a scandal that exploded in 2016 when a woman accused him of forcing himself on her. He denied the allegations, and a long legal battle followed. In the end, the court ruled that his relationship with the woman might not have been consensual, but since there was no proof of this and he didn't threaten her, he was deemed innocent, while the woman was arrested under the accusation of making false statements. The odd reasoning behind this decision has caused a lot of discussion, and to this day, many feel that Jin-wook was actually guilty and shouldn't even have a career. Despite this, Jin-wook continued acting and appearing in numerous successful projects as if nothing happened. Nevertheless, he couldn't escape the shadow of his controversy as it resurfaced earlier this year when he was announced as the male lead of Dear Hyeri. Since this drama was marketed as a healing series, many viewers expressed their discomfort with his appearance, which was deemed as traumatizing rather than healing. For the same reason, when netizens found out that Jin-wook would appear in Squid Game 2, many protested against Netflix for their decision to cast him and even announced their decision to boycott the show because of this. He isn't the only member of the cast who had legal issues in the past, and some controversy also surrounds the decision to include former Big Bang member T.O.P in the role of the rapper Thanos. While T.O.P's career as an idol flourished, he also began acting, and he soon started to receive a lot of praise for his performances. In 2017, he started his mandatory military service, serving as a policeman, but just a few months later, it was reported that he was being investigated for using illegal substances. Just a few days after this news was revealed, T.O.P was found unconscious and was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, apparently after taking too many tranquilizers. After 3 days in intensive care, he regained consciousness and slowly began his recovery. This made the accusations against him even more evident, and because of the ongoing investigation, T.O.P was discharged from his position as a policeman. At the trial, he pleaded guilty to all charges, and he received a 10-month prison sentence suspended for 2 years. He finished his probation period without further offenses, and he was able to complete his mandatory military service in 2019. After receiving his sentence, T.O.P expressed regret for his behavior, but some people haven't forgiven him, and many protested the decision to include him in the cast of Squid Game 2. In fact, among all the other cast members who faced accusations of much more serious crimes, T.O.P was one of the most hated ones, with netizens strongly protesting the decision to include him in the show. The backlash got so big that the director of the series, Hwang Dong-hyuk, commented on this controversy, expressing his surprise. He explained that he didn't expect so much pushback against T.O.P's casting since a lot of time has passed since his controversy, and he has already completed his sentence. He added that many artists have returned from similar scandals, so he didn't think that his appearance in Squid Game 2 would be inappropriate. The director continued to defend his choice by explaining that T.O.P showed a strong commitment to his role and demonstrated his effort and talent numerous times on the set. Nevertheless, many netizens were still skeptical about his casting, with some saying that they wouldn't even watch the show and others adding that casting a talented rookie would have been a better choice for the role. While this controversy was ongoing, Netflix kept releasing promotional material for the second season of Squid Game, and many noticed that T.O.P was absent from the new poster of the show, and he was even removed from the official list of cast members. He was prominently featured in the initial trailers, so it was weird that he was suddenly nowhere to be seen in the promotional material. Many netizens suspected that maybe Netflix was trying to distance themselves from T.O.P as the release of the new season was approaching. Things didn't get better after the release of the series, as many viewers found his performance quite weak, with some reviews even stating that his lack of acting skills ruined the immersion in the show. Some netizens complained by saying that the decision to cast him is inexplicable unless it's attributed to his connections and close relationships with other members of the cast of Squid Game 2. One critic added that casting a real singer in the role of a rapper wasn't necessary, and the decision to cast T.O.P is even more difficult to understand after seeing his performance. Another huge controversy surrounds the decision to cast Park Song-hoon in the role of Hyunju, one of the competitors in the game. However, this time, no one is complaining about his acting skills or his criminal record. Rather, the problem is the nature of the character he's playing. Hyunju is a former soldier and a transgender woman who's still transitioning and decides to join the game after spending all of her money on a gender-affirming surgery. During the course of the challenges, she shows incredible strength and determination and slowly gains the trust of the other competitors, despite their prejudice against her. The inclusion of a transgender character in a Korean drama is already a big deal, since South Korea is usually a very conservative country where gender issues are still often considered taboo, and many oppose same-sex marriage, which isn't legally recognized. In fact, some more conservative netizens have protested the presence of this character and even complained that the show is prioritizing representation over realism. While these arguments have been mostly dismissed as an awful case of transphobia, the character has still been surrounded by controversy. While the decision to have a transgender character in such a prominent show is surely a big step forward for the LGBTQ community in South Korea, many viewers are upset because the production team missed the opportunity to cast a transgender actress in the role. Some netizens have complained that casting a cisgender man pretending to be a transgender woman isn't the right way to give representation to a minority group. However, many have pointed out that it would have been very difficult to find a transgender woman who's active in the entertainment industry of South Korea. One netizen explained that because of this, in Korean dramas, queer characters are still often played by cisgender actors, and including these characters is already a huge step forward that should be praised. Nevertheless, Song-hoon and the production team of Squid Game 2 have faced a lot of backlash for this, and the director decided to address the issue directly. He explained that he expected the character and the casting choice to be controversial, and revealed that while doing his research, he initially wanted to hire a transgender actress. However, his search was unsuccessful because unfortunately, there are close to no actors who are openly trans or gay in South Korea, and the LGBTQ community in the country is still marginalized and neglected. So ultimately, he decided to hire Song-hoon. The director added that while the decision wasn't one he wanted to make, there was nothing he could do. Whether it's because of these decisions or because of other issues that netizens found while watching, the new season of Squid Game has received mixed reviews, and all the controversies surrounding the actors and characters surely didn't help. The controversies around the Squid Game 2 cast run deep, but the real heartbreak comes from the truth behind Han So-hee's breakup, caused by Ryu Jun-yeol's lies. The drama between Soohyun, Junyeol, and Hyeri has finally come to an end after the couple announced that they have split up, only 2 weeks after going public with their relationship. But the reason for ending the relationship is actually really messed up. Han So-hee, Hyeri, and Ryu Junyeol have cooked up quite the drama in the past few weeks. But everything only got messier when Soohyun wrote yet another post addressing the rumors of her relationship and even asking Hyeri to speak up about it. On March 29th, she posted a message on her Instagram saying that the speculations and the rumors have really started to tire her out. She clarified that she met Junyeol for the first time at a photo exhibit in November 2023, refuting the rumors that the two had known each other before that. So he went on to clarify that she didn't meet him privately or publicly prior to the photo exhibit, and said that despite the rumors, they didn't have any overlapping acquaintances. She said she never meant to disrespect Junyeol's past relationship with Hyeri when she approached him, but was firm on her statements about the couple breaking up last year. So he said, "It's absolutely true that they bid farewell to each other for the last time while wishing the other person good health and happiness," saying that she's revealing this as to prove that Junyeol didn't start dating her immediately after breaking up with Hyeri. While she didn't reveal why Junyeol wanted to meet Hyeri in November, she insisted it wasn't to rekindle their relationship, as Hyeri claimed. In a very bold and shocking move, Soohyun also asked Hyeri to respond to her statement if anything is false and requested for her to get in contact with her, revealing that she had tried to reach out to Hyeri, but none of her attempts had been successful. Soohyun then directed her frustration towards Junyeol, expressing her concern about his silence in the matter, as she was worried that his silence might imply she was deceived by his lies and that he left Hyeri for her. She clarified that her statement was solely based on facts and the statements from their respective agencies, not her emotions. Additionally, Soohyun spoke about how the whole situation had affected those around her, including her fans, the CEO of her agency, and the staff. She asked the public to only attack and criticize her when they have facts, since everyone went wild just because of the rumors. Her family was slandered, her upbringing came to attention, and her appearance was mocked, even though these things aren't related whatsoever to the issue at hand. And since Soohyun couldn't contact Hyeri, she wasn't sure if she had seen her apology, but she apologized to Hyeri's fans too. Soohyun then continued by expressing her confusion about the situation. She wondered why it was so funny to Hyeri that her ex-boyfriend was in a new relationship and moving on with life. She also questioned why Hyeri twisted the meaning of Junyeol's text that wasn't about reuniting, making it seem like she was hurt by Junyeol's new relationship months later, but then stayed quiet about it. She clarified she wasn't seeking pity or an apology, despite facing hate comments. She just wanted to understand the situation. Then, Soohyun expressed her confusion about why people seem to hate her. She mentioned being criticized for wearing a friendship ring and for how she smiled or didn't smile at reporters at the airport, as if she had no choice but to receive hate. She simply wanted to understand why people harbored such animosity towards her. She knew that her agency would get hate for this statement because they weren't able to quote-unquote control her, and that she would get accused accused of playing the victim as well as deal with people saying that they're tired of the drama. She noted the inconsistency in what people expected from her, unsure of their desires. Despite this, she felt compelled to speak out rather than remain silent. Towards the end, So-hee said, "It seems people want me to explain some parts and want me to stay silent on others. I am not sure what people want from me. I am writing this because I don't think I should respond with silence." The post was deleted shortly after it was posted, and So-hee apologized once again, saying that she was acting rash, but this was what netizens needed to start another wave of discussions about what happened. Mostly, it seems like people were criticizing her for mentioning Hyeri multiple times in her statement, saying that she should have pointed her fingers at Junyeol instead. After all, Hyeri had explained things from her perspective while Junyeol hadn't addressed the situation whatsoever. Netizens commented things like, "You're really doing all this over a guy you've been dating for 4 months? And Hyeri's message was for Ryu Jun-yeol, not you. Why are you the one jumping up and down like this?" Another one guessed that Junyeol probably misled both women, and that's the reason he's staying quiet. If he were to clarify when he and Hyeri broke up, his claims would be possibly refuted by Hyeri, so he would be in hot waters once again for leading the two women on. But this was just speculation. However, even if So-hee intended to clarify herself through her post and set things straight, it actually did the opposite as her fans started attacking Hyeri on her Instagram account. The comments on some of her posts blame Hyeri for ruining both So-hee and Junyeol's image and reputation, for causing them to get hate and for painting herself as the victim. Some netizens immediately came to Hyeri's defense, advising her to sue the commenters for harassing her. One commenter even suggested that this was So-hee's intention all along, to get Hyeri more hate. They wrote, "I think this is the sole reason Han So-hee posted that, so that her fans can flock to Hyeri's account to comment hate. Like her fans will do anything to defend her, it seems like. They were even saying how Dispatch defended her." Amidst all this mess, everyone just kept wondering why So-hee would still stay with Junyeol. After all, he's the reason she was involved in this situation in the first place and hadn't spoken out or backed his girlfriend up at least once. While So-hee was making posts online and scrambling to explain the timeline and defend herself from all the accusations and rumors, Junyeol just sat back and let it happen. Well, it seemed like So-hee also had enough of the situation, as she ended her relationship only a day after she called out Hyeri in her statement. On March 30th, an hour before the news broke, So-hee updated her blog with a picture of Nicole Kidman looking very joyful. This picture has turned into a meme because it was taken as she was leaving her lawyer's office after finishing her divorce, so for So-hee to post this after her breakup was kind of iconic. Then, an hour later, E-Daily released an exclusive report saying that Junyeol and So-hee had put an end to their relationship. Junyeol's side quickly confirmed the news, as did So-hee's agency. In fact, they put out a statement explaining that the two broke up because they realized that their roles as actors are the most important things to them. According to the agency, the two have promised that they won't let their personal matters affect them anymore. So-hee also wasted no time shading her ex for not supporting her. A fan posted on her blog saying that they were relieved that she had broken up with Junyeol. The fan wrote, "By dating an avoidant man who keeps his mouth shut, ultimately your insides will turn black like ashes. You did so well." So-hee agreed with the fan, accusing Junyeol of keeping his mouth shut while So-hee was defending herself against everyone. She also said that her fans are way too precious for her to just stand there and watch. Her annoyance and anger didn't last for long though. On March 30th, Wikitree published an article claiming that someone from So-hee's agency made a phone call to them to say that she was sorry and was reflecting on her actions. In the words of the agency official, So-hee was allegedly feeling sorry towards Ryu Junyeol as she hurt him with her comment. She also apparently didn't expect to have such a storm with her actions, promising that she wouldn't act so recklessly in the future. The article was quickly deleted though, leaving many confused. Why would her company publicly say that she felt sorry for hurting him when So-hee made it clear that she didn't like the way he didn't do anything to defend her? Sure, you can argue that some of her responses were unnecessary, but she probably panicked having so many people attack not only her, but her family and friends as well. Even in the pictures Dispatch released, you can see So-hee stressing as she's looking at her phone while Junyeol stands there with his head low. In an exclusive report by Ilgan Sports just a day before the breakup, it was said that So-hee had been very upset at Junyeol for not helping her clarify the rumors. The report said that So-hee was taken aback by the accusations that Junyeol had left Hyeri for So-hee since she believed that he had put an end to that relationship. It's alleged that after the mess initially started, So-hee's agency had come in contact with Junyeol's agency, requesting them to release the exact date that he broke up with Hyeri. However, the agency apparently refused and only released a statement to say that he hadn't left Hyeri to date So-hee. Seeing the circumstances of her relationship, her fans couldn't be happier that it ended. Even though she reacted poorly to some things, you can't exactly blame her for lashing out when people were calling her all sorts of things, digging into her background and insulting her family members. Let's just hope that both her and Hyeri find peace and happiness in the future and mend their relationship with each other. And that breakup reveals a deeper fear many Korean actresses share when it comes to the men in their industry.
More and more Korean actresses have been vocal about the inappropriate interactions they've had with male strangers, colleagues, and even people who they once considered friends. The biggest issue, which is also the main reason why many actresses work in fear, has everything to do with the fact that tons of these men, whether in power or not, don't respect boundaries. The case of actress Jung Jae-yeon is one of those instances that proves just how cruel the industry can be for women. Back in 2009, Jae-yeon unfortunately took her own life, and it was the result of lots of suffering at the hands of high-profile men in the acting industry. To make this loud and clear, she left behind a list in which she revealed 31 names of people who had forced themselves upon her throughout the years of her being an actress. At the time, the police started investigating these claims and the details surrounding her passing, and ruled that her allegations lacked evidence. Only the CEO of her agency and her manager were found guilty of violence and defamation. This particular case has been haunting South Korea for over a decade now, as it started gaining traction again back in 2018. As the Me Too movement became more widespread in Korea, many felt like Jae-yeon didn't get justice. After 9 years, the case was reopened, and with that, more sinister details were revealed to the public. 80 more people were questioned, and a reporter was convicted based on the claims. However, what really brought people more clarity is the interview that was held with Yoon Ji-oh, one of Jae-yeon's former colleagues. Ji-oh was her friend from the same entertainment company, who claimed to have witnessed the CEO of their company force himself upon Jae-yeon during his birthday party. She shared that the CEO forcefully pulled Jae-yeon onto his lap, touched her inappropriately, and refused to let her go. Ji-oh explained that she was never exposed to this type of behavior herself, but she did see it happen quite often around her. She admitted that the president of her company had previously also physically harmed one of her other colleagues and a producer. Ji-oh revealed that most actresses, including herself, were pressured to attend private events in which they're forced to entertain older men. As if these details aren't already horrifying enough, women who speak up are also often silenced or painted off as liars. This makes it extra difficult for them to get any sort of help in a dangerous environment. Ji-oh allegedly testified 16 times over the years, and initially her statement was rejected. It turns out that the prosecutor had ties with the suspect, who was the CEO of their label. Ever since Ji-oh raised her voice, she's been in 3 car accidents. She has received multiple threatening phone calls and has even had her personal information leaked. This all definitely doesn't sound like a coincidence, once again proving how unsafe the industry actually is for women, even when they're not a part of it anymore. Hearing about Jae-yeon's case is already heartbreaking enough, but there's plenty of other saddening stories that didn't get as much attention. For instance, JTBC highlighted yet another case of an actress taking her own life after having suffered at the hands of 10 male perpetrators. This case was said to have happened in 2011, and the details are absolutely heart-shattering. The actress named Oh found the world of acting through the recommendation of her sister. She spent tons of time on set, mainly playing minor roles. Her family noticed a change in her as she wasn't the same girl she once used to be. After going to a therapist for treatment, it was revealed that she was exploited by 10 different men she worked with. She'd been harmed for a long time, but never had the courage to tell anyone. Her mother eventually found out about her daughter's suffering and started a case against the perpetrators. The offenders claimed that any contact they had with her was consensual, which put her in an even worse position. Eventually, everything regarding the lawsuit became too much for her, so her family was forced to drop the charges. Although she was no longer an actress, her pain still lingered on, and her perpetrators would never get punished. Unfortunately, Oh couldn't bear the devastation anymore and decided to end her life. As a result, her younger sister and father also passed, leaving her mother all alone. Just like Oh, another actress came forward about the horrible things she experienced on set. There seems to be a pattern here. These women mostly stay anonymous, since having the courage to speak up can cost an actress her career. Back in 2017, an actress sued filmmaker Kim Ki-duk for forcing her to shoot unscripted and very daring during skinship scenes for the movie Moebius in 2013. To everyone's disappointment, Ki-duk was only fined around $4,700, allowing him to pretty much get away with everything. Just like in many other instances, the actress was advised to stay silent. Speaking up about her course of action, she said, "After getting counseling, I asked acquaintances in the film industry for advice, but they all told me to forget it, because I will lose and be put in a worse situation." As sad as it is, after 20 years of acting, the actress was forced to quit her job. Similarly, actress Choi Yul came forward and called out fellow actor Jo Jae-hyun for his misconduct. This happened right after he was accused of having mistreated a female staff member. In an Instagram post, she wrote, "I was waiting for you to get exposed. It came a lot earlier than I had expected. This is only the beginning. There are many more trashy people out there. I can't say much since I have a lot to lose, but until the day all perverts disappear, me too with you." Although Yul didn't share much information, by speaking up, she put herself in a dangerous position. She shared that people were threatening her life and she couldn't do anything about it. Commenting on the attention she got, she said, "I couldn't say anything in response to the sudden attention, and I was scared in case my children might be harmed." This particular case had somewhat of a better ending than most, since Jae-hyun admitted to harassing women at the workplace, leading him to rightfully lose his career. These were just some of the many unknown cases that would make anyone's stomach turn, once again proving that the industry is anything but a safe space for women. It's also important to point out the disturbing amount of male actors that are accused of misconduct. Although an actor might play your favorite character on screen, he might be a totally different and dangerous person in his day-to-day life. At least that's what Oh Young-soo proved, who was charged with misconduct for inappropriately touching a woman against her will. You probably remember him as the old man in Squid Game, and although his case is still ongoing, he's admitted to behaving badly in the past. The same thing goes for Lee So-won, who you might recognize from his role in Uncontrollably Fond. Back in 2018, he pled guilty for harassing a female celebrity and even threatening her with a weapon. While these are some men that have admitted to their crimes, there are plenty of actors with harassment allegations to their name that still walk around freely. Keeping this in mind, it's definitely valid for actresses to be scared. It's clear that women have a lot to fear when it comes to their safety, but unsurprisingly, it's also much easier for a male actor to get an acting job, proving that inequality is still a big issue. Sun Ye-jin, the actress we all know from Crash Landing on You, spoke up about this in the past. She said, "The male actor can choose. They're always busy making schedules not just for the next movie, but even for the one after that, but that is not the case for us actresses." What Ye-jin means is that there are rarely films made with the intention of putting a female actress on the forefront. Their options are limited and usually very watered down to the genre of melodrama, reinforcing the stereotype that women are only good at acting hysterically. Luckily, there have been more and more dramas with a strong female lead, but there's still a long way to go. Just like Ye-jin, Baeka from After School admitted that actresses experience inequality in the industry in an interview with us on Kooky Lit.
I know that I've heard, other actresses and things like that have difficulties with that, so it's definitely there.
Actress Han So-hee has also been very vocal about her discontent with the double standards in the industry. While men can mostly do whatever they want, female actresses are expected to all fit into this perfect mold, and if they don't, it has severe consequences for their careers. So-hee knows all about this, as she's not one to suck up to the crazy beauty standards, which isn't always appreciated by Korean netizens. Unfortunately, the inferior treatment of actresses extends even further than this. It turns out that female celebrities get paid significantly less compared to their male counterparts. The numbers are honestly shocking, and in today's day and age, this shouldn't be accepted. According to a study reported by the Korea Herald, the pay gap between women and men in Korea was around 31.1% in 2021. This is a crazy number and doesn't exclude celebrities. There have been instances where male actors were paid 5 times higher than their female co-stars. If you look at the pay per episode, it becomes more and more obvious how unfair the industry is towards women. There are many actors that easily get paid over 200 million won an episode, but at the same time, female actresses rarely get paid over 100 million won an episode. If you compare Song Hye-kyo's salary to Kim Soo-hyun's, you'll be left a little shocked. We can probably all agree that Hye-kyo did an outstanding job with her role in The Glory. It turns out she got paid around 200 million won per episode, which is already rare. While that doesn't sound too bad, in comparison, Soohyun earns 500 million won per episode for one ordinary day. Considering everything that's been mentioned, it's fair to say that the industry should put more effort into ensuring the safety of their actresses.
What do you think about all these scandals? Share your thoughts in the comment section down below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to find out more about controversies surrounding K-drama actors.